The version of you that pressed play on this video is already dying. Not physically, but energetically. Something deep inside you knows it's true, that the old self with its fears, doubts, and limitations is reaching its end. You can feel the tension between who you've been and who you're becoming. And that knowing doesn't come from your mind. It comes from the quantum field itself, the field of infinite possibilities, pulling you toward your highest timeline. Right now, an invisible force is surrounding you. It's not just a mental habit. It's woven into the fabric of your reality, encoded at the subatomic level. It's the force that's kept you looping through the same choices, the same emotions, the same story of you for years. And maybe you felt it. The harder you try to change, the more life stays the same. But here's the secret most people never discover. True transformation doesn't happen by adding new habits to the old self. It doesn't happen by improving what's false. It begins only when the old identity collapses, when the false self dissolves and the authentic self steps forward. So pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, am I ready to let the old version of me finally die? Because the answer to that question is what decides whether you remain trapped in the past or awaken into the future that has been waiting for you all along. Quantum physics has a term for the exact moment reality shifts: observer collapse. Mystics have called it for centuries the death of the false self. Both point to the same truth. The identity you've carried is not fixed. It's a temporary construct held in place by your repeated focus and emotion. Every morning when you wake up, you collapse infinite possibilities into a single timeline. And most of the time, you choose the same one you chose yesterday. The same reactions, the same stories, the same version of yourself. That choice is what keeps the old self alive. But here's the paradox. The harder you try to upgrade the old self, the tighter its grip becomes. Adding new habits to an old identity is like pouring fresh water into a cracked container. Nothing holds. Real change doesn't come from improvement. It comes from collapse. In that precise moment when you stop identifying with the false self, when you stop feeding it your attention, something extraordinary happens. The wave function that was sustaining that version of you dissolves, and a new possibility emerges. This isn't slow, it isn't gradual, it's instant. One version of you dies and another comes alive. And this isn't loss, it's liberation. Because what falls away isn't your true self. What dissolves is the mask, the prison, the outdated script that kept you small. The real you, the one connected to infinite intelligence, has been waiting beneath it all along. Every day, you're not just living life, you're choosing which version of yourself collapses into reality. In the quantum field, all possibilities already exist. The confident you, the abundant you, the fearful you, the stuck you. They are all real in potential. But the one that shows up is the one you keep observing, the one you keep identifying with. Think about it. When you wake up and immediately slip into the same emotions, frustration, stress, doubt, you've already chosen yesterday's self. You lock that identity into place through what physicists call probability wave collapse. Every repeated thought and reaction is like re-signing the same contract with your old reality. That's why people stay stuck for years. They're not trapped by circumstances, they're trapped by their own observation. By unconsciously deciding, this is who I am. But here's the revelation. The moment you stop feeding that identity, the moment you withdraw your energy from it, something miraculous happens. The old you no longer has enough vibration to exist. The wave function collapses and a new possibility rises to take its place. This is why real transformation feels sudden, even shocking. One minute you're repeating the same patterns, the next minute you feel a spark of freedom you can't explain. It's not gradual self-improvement, it's identity collapse and rebirth. And when you understand this, every moment becomes a chance to choose again, to observe a new you into existence. You've seen it in your own life, even if you didn't have the words for it. When you carry unworthiness inside, opportunities vanish as if the world itself is saying, not yet. When you secretly believe you're unlovable, people seem distant, cold, unavailable. And when you see yourself as powerless, circumstances always seem to dominate you no matter how hard you fight. That's not coincidence. That's your observer mirror reflecting you back to yourself. Think about your job. Does it feel suffocating? That might be reality mirroring the way you've been suffocating your own potential. Or consider your relationships. A friend who ignores your calls may be showing you how you've been ignoring your own authentic needs. Even that driver who cut you off in traffic could be a mirror of the impatience you've been holding towards yourself. Here's the liberating truth. If the outside world is a mirror of how you see yourself, then changing your self-perception changes everything. Not later, not someday, immediately. You felt this before. Those moments when you finally respected yourself and suddenly others treated you differently. When you decided to trust your abilities and opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Life is not punishing you. Life is reflecting you. Every relationship, every challenge, every random circumstance is feedback from the mirror. And once you realize this, the question shifts from, why is this happening to me, to, what is this showing me about how I see myself? The answer changes not just your perspective, it changes your reality. This is why so many people try to change their lives but never truly succeed. They repeat affirmations, force positive thoughts, visualize success, yet nothing sticks. Why? Because the observer mirror doesn't reflect what you wish you believed. It reflects the totality of your being, your conscious intentions, your subconscious programs, your hidden self-judgments, even the emotions you've buried for years. Your mind can say, I am confident, I am successful. But if your subconscious still hums with, I am not enough, then that deeper frequency is what reality mirrors back. You can't out-talk your unconscious. The universe doesn't respond to the mask you wear. It responds to the vibration you actually carry. That's why surface-level positive thinking so often fails. It's like painting over a cracked wall without fixing the foundation. Sooner or later, the cracks show again. The observer mirror always exposes the real picture. The shift happens the moment you bring these unconscious patterns into awareness. When you realize, this fear isn't who I am. This shame isn't permanent. These doubts are not my essence. That recognition loosens the grip of the old identity. From there, your conscious and unconscious begin to align. And when that alignment happens, reality can't help but transform. Because the mirror is no longer reflecting two conflicting signals, it's reflecting the truth of who you've chosen to become. When the observer mirror begins to shift, the first signs don't always appear in your outer life. They show up in your body. Subtle sensations, unexpected emotions, physical cues, these are signals that your nervous system is recalibrating to match a new identity. Maybe you feel a tingling in your stomach or solar plexus, a buzzing in your core. That isn't random. It's your personal power center waking up, preparing to express the strength you've been holding back. Or perhaps there's tightness in your chest or throat. That's the weight of unspoken truths, suppressed self-worth, rising to the surface so they can finally be released. Sometimes it feels like warmth spreading across your heart. That's not imagination. That's self-love remembering itself, breaking through years of doubt. And yes, tears may come, not out of sadness, but out of recognition. Your soul realizing it has always been the one shaping reality, and now it's ready to step forward. Resistance may appear too, a voice in your head saying, this is too simple, or this can't be real. That isn't wisdom. It's your old identity clinging to survival. Expansion always feels unfamiliar at first, so pay attention to your body. When your breath deepens, when your chest loosens, when your entire energy field feels lighter, that's your system syncing with the new version of you. Transformation isn't just in the mind, it's written into every cell of your being. Skepticism is healthy, so let's anchor this truth in science. Quantum physicist John Wheeler described the universe as participatory, meaning reality does not exist in a fixed form until it is observed. Observation doesn't just record reality, it helps create it. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown through real-time brain scans that when people shift their self-perception in meditation, their neural networks literally rewire within minutes. That rewiring changes their electromagnetic field, which in turn influences people and circumstances around them. At Princeton University, the Global Consciousness Project studied random number generators for decades. They found these machines stopped behaving randomly when exposed to coherent human intention. In other words, consciousness organizes chaos. The HeartMath Institute demonstrated that positive self-loving states create measurable electromagnetic waves from the heart that synchronize with people nearby, generating harmony in groups and relationships. Epigenetic research by Dr. Bruce Lipton revealed that beliefs directly alter gene expression. Change the way you see yourself, and your biology literally reprograms. Across physics, neuroscience, and biology, the pattern is clear. Your internal state doesn't just shape your thoughts, it reshapes matter, energy, and even probability itself. The observer mirror isn't a metaphor. It's the mechanism by which consciousness interacts with reality. Science and spirituality are converging to tell us the same thing. The way you see yourself is the way reality must respond. The observer mirror doesn't just reflect individuals, it reflects entire societies. Humanity as a whole is projecting a self-image, and the state of our world is the result. Wars, inequality, environmental collapse, these are not random misfortunes. They are the collective echo of billions of people seeing themselves as divided, powerless, and separate. Think about it. When a person believes they're unworthy, their life reflects struggle. When a civilization believes it's broken, the world reflects conflict. The mirror scales up. What happens inside us becomes what we see outside us, whether we're conscious of it or not. But here's the hopeful truth. The same way one person can transform their life by shifting self-perception, groups of people can transform history. When enough individuals begin to embody worthiness, unity, and possibility, those vibrations amplify each other. Movements are born, innovation surges, old systems collapse, and new ones emerge seemingly overnight. We are living in what many call a consciousness convergence, a rare window where cosmic and energetic conditions make transformation faster than ever before. A relatively small group of awakened individuals can tilt the trajectory of the entire planet. This means your personal shift is never just personal. Every time you release an old identity and embrace your authentic self, you contribute to a collective wave of awakening. You're not just creating your reality, you're helping humanity remember its true potential. And together, we are choosing the future timeline of our species. Mastering the observer mirror is not a single leap. It's a journey that unfolds in stages. Each step is a deeper initiation into conscious creation. Stage 1, recognition. You realize your outer world mirrors your inner state. Confidence attracts respect. Fear attracts resistance. The connection becomes undeniable. Stage 2, acceptance. You see that your self-perception wasn't chosen. It was shaped by conditioning, trauma, and repetition. That realization gives you space to question, is this really me? Stage 3, experimentation. You begin testing new self-images. You try on worthiness, creativity, abundance, and reality responds. But old patterns resist, pulling you back into what's familiar. Stage 4, integration. You hold the new self-perception long enough for it to feel natural. This requires patience because external reality lags. Resilience is built here, choosing the new identity even when the world hasn't yet caught up. Stage 5, mastery. Your elevated self-image stabilizes. Reality bends to reflect coherence. To others, it looks like luck, but it's simply alignment. Stage 6, Transcendence. You realize this was never just about you. Every personal breakthrough feeds the collective mirror, accelerating humanity's evolution. These 6 stages are not abstract theory. They're the path from victimhood to conscious creation. And the question is, where are you on this journey? And how far are you willing to go? If the observer mirror is so powerful, why do most people stay trapped in the same patterns? It's not because the mirror fails. It's because hidden blocks distort the reflection. These blocks aren't flaws, they're defenses. But left unchallenged, they keep you small. Block 1, Safety in Smallness. Playing small feels safe because failure seems impossible. But it guarantees the deeper pain of never meeting your true potential. Block 2, The Unworthiness Program. It whispers, I'm too flawed for the rules of the universe to apply to me. This isn't humility, it's inverted arrogance. Block 3, Control Addiction. Believing you must manage every thought and outcome. Yet the mirror doesn't demand perfection, only authenticity and direction. Block 4, Fear of Judgment. You hide your light to avoid being called arrogant. But true self-love makes you more compassionate, not less.
Block 5, Evidence Addiction. You want proof before you act. But in the mirror's logic, evidence follows faith, never the other way around. Block 6, Responsibility Overwhelm. Realizing reality reflects you feels heavy, but responsibility isn't blame, it's power. Block 7, Spiritual Perfectionism. Waiting until you're fully healed before starting, but the mirror responds to progress, not perfection. Every block is just a story, and the moment you choose to see yourself differently, that story loses its power. Sometimes the deepest truths are easier to grasp through images. The observer mirror has many faces, and each metaphor reveals how reality reflects you. Imagine a movie projector. Your self-perception is the film and reality is the screen. Most people waste energy trying to change the picture on the screen, forgetting the real power lies in changing the film inside. Think of a dance studio mirror. Every move a dancer makes is reflected instantly, allowing correction. Reality does the same. Every experience shows you the exact movement of your consciousness. Picture a seed in soil. Plant an apple seed and you'll never grow oranges. Likewise, you can't hold limiting beliefs and expect abundance. The soil of self-perception grows exactly what you plant. Consider a tuning fork. Strike one and nearby forks vibrate in resonance. Your frequency of self-perception works the same way, pulling the world into harmony with you. Or imagine a colored lens. A red filter makes everything look red, not because the world is red, but because the lens is. Change the lens of self-perception, and reality reveals what was always there. Finally, think of water in its container. Consciousness is the water, self-perception is the shape. Change the container, and the water instantly takes a new form. These metaphors share one truth: reality is not fixed. It's fluid, responsive, and perfectly aligned with how you see yourself. Knowing about the observer mirror is powerful, but living it is what transforms everything. The practice begins not with grand rituals, but with small, conscious experiments. Pick one area of your life that feels stuck: money, love, health, creativity. Then ask yourself, how would I need to see myself for this to change? If you want deeper love, practice seeing yourself as inherently lovable. If you want abundance, practice seeing yourself as naturally prosperous. If you want better health, practice seeing yourself as vibrant and whole. This isn't about pretending or forcing surface-level positivity. It's about aligning with truth. Your worth is not something to earn, it's something you already carry. Every time you choose to view yourself through that lens, the mirror responds. The secret is consistency. 5 minutes of authentic self-recognition each day will shift you faster than an occasional burst of effort. Reality reflects your prevailing frequency, not your peak moments.
So pause right now. Feel how you've been seeing yourself today. That picture is already shaping your circumstances. The mirror isn't waiting for tomorrow, it's reflecting now. When you choose to shift the image within, even in the smallest way, life bends instantly to reflect the new you. The practice is simple, but its impact is infinite. The observer mirror isn't just a concept, it's a living truth, proven in the lives of those who dared to change how they saw themselves. Take Maria. For years, she lived in financial stress. Budgeting, side hustles, even debt programs couldn't free her. Nothing worked until she uncovered her root belief: money is always scarce. She shifted into seeing herself as abundant, not by reckless spending, but by appreciating what she already had and expecting flow instead of struggle. Within months, new income streams opened and opportunities aligned. Or David, who stayed single for over a decade after divorce. He tried everything: dating apps, coaching, social events. But deep down, he saw himself as unlovable. The moment he began treating himself with affection and dignity, everything changed. He met someone naturally, and a fulfilling relationship blossomed. Then there's Sarah, who battled chronic fatigue for years. Doctors had no answers, but she realized she had unconsciously identified with being broken. When she began seeing herself as vibrant, her energy returned, test results improved, and her lifestyle shifted toward health effortlessly. And Michael, stuck in a dead-end job. He always thought of himself as ordinary. When he chose to see himself as uniquely gifted, doors opened, including a career opportunity designed around his talents. The pattern is clear. None of them forced the outside world to change. They shifted the image in the mirror, and reality had no choice but to follow. Working with the observer mirror is powerful on your own, but when you connect with others on the same path, the effect multiplies. Collective mirrors amplify each individual's reflection, making it easier to hold elevated self-perceptions when old patterns try to pull you back. Notice who comes to mind as you listen to this. The impulse to share this message with them isn't random. It's your intuition recognizing another soul who's ready to awaken. When you share and connect, you're not just spreading information, you're forming a support system, a field of resonance that helps everyone rise. Communities don't have to be huge. They can be a trusted friend, an online group, or a circle of seekers who commit to seeing themselves and each other as powerful, worthy, and limitless. What matters is coherence. When multiple people reflect the same truth, that vibration becomes undeniable. Sharing your story matters too. The small wins, the synchronicities, the subtle shifts, they inspire others to believe in their own reflection. Your courage to speak becomes permission for them to step into their truth. In a world where most people are asleep to their creative power, connection is the spark that ignites awakening. Alone, you can change your life. Together, we can change the field of reality itself. The observer mirror has been reflecting you all along. Every struggle, every breakthrough, every silence was life showing you the image you've held of yourself. But now you know the truth. The mirror is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. And the moment you shift your self-perception, the reflection must shift with it. From this day forward, you can no longer pretend to be powerless. You are the projector, and reality is your screen. You are the seed, and life is your garden. You are the frequency, and the world is tuning to your song. The question is no longer, will change happen? The real question is, what reflection am I willing to see right now? This is your invitation to stop fixing the old self and start embodying the true self. To stop waiting for evidence and start living as proof. To stop carrying the story of limitation and step into the truth of your magnificence. So pause, breathe, feel it. The version of you that started this journey is already dissolving. A higher version is ready to emerge, and the mirror is waiting to respond. The choice is yours. Will you keep reflecting the past, or will you dare to project the future that's been calling you? Don't just think about it. Begin now.
Comment below what new reflection you choose to embody. Share this with someone who's ready to awaken. And subscribe, because this is only the beginning. Your mirror is listening. Your moment is now.